Apart from Truck-kun, who is considered to be the greatest menace of all time, there are 10 other notable anime villains whom viewers cannot simply forgive. It's either because they lack sympathy or are not humane at all. Some anime villains win plenty of hate from viewers worldwide because of their bad deeds that embrace the perfect example of what true evil is. Cruelty, conspiracy, and brutality are just some of the things that trigger people's high level of hate. The hardships and struggles that the main protagonists experience, caused by the main antagonists of the anime series, lead to many fans building haters' brigade communities. These villains aren't necessarily bad characters. Sometimes, the whole point of a villain is to make viewers despise them so that it will be so much more satisfying when the hero defeats them. Which anime villains do you hate the most among the top 10 most hated anime characters of all time? At number 10, Rachel from Tower of God. Rachel's original creator, SIU, once said that Rachel was his favorite character. Sadly, for SIU fans, they didn't really feel the same way. When Rachel and Bam first met, Rachel was Bam's only friend. In fact, she was more than that, because she pretty much acted like his mother. Bam would not have survived without her help, and reuniting with her is the whole reason he went to the tower to begin with. But Rachel doesn't feel as sentimental about Bam as he does about her. In fact, she actively resents him for being chosen to climb the tower when she wasn't, and she is willing to sabotage him to get what she wants. Before viewers can accept a character pushing someone they love to their presumed death, that character needs a lot of backstory and development, and Rachel did not get nearly enough of that in the anime. Number 9, Danzo Shimura from Naruto. Danzo is one of those villains who not only does horrible things, but also does them in truly detestable ways. He has a secret organization that is trying to undermine the Konoha government. This could be cool because the government certainly has its problems, but he does it by kidnapping people, buying them from their families, or finding orphan children and erasing their identities. He raises them to be emotionless killers and shows no regard for their well-being. But his standout scumbag moment was when he told the 13-year-old Itachi that he had to slay his entire family. If he did, he'd be spared along with Sasuke, but if he didn't, the clan would be invaded, and he wouldn't be able to save anyone. Why did he do this? So that he could harvest their Sharingan and enhance his own power by implanting them into his arm. The cruelty is stunning, and the only fun part is when Sasuke gets his very justified revenge. Coming in at number 8, Akira Takaoka from Assassination Classroom. Koro-sensei is an excellent teacher who inspires loyalty by connecting to students on an individual level and bringing out their unique strengths. However, Akira Takaoka is a terrible teacher who tries to inspire loyalty through fear and violence. Though he acts friendly at first, he quickly shows his true colors by physically and emotionally abusing the kids. Luckily, Class 3E has learned to stand up for themselves thanks to Koro-sensei, so he doesn't get away with it. He was further hated by many fans when he plotted grand revenge for the students, instead of accepting that his behavior was not acceptable at all. His pride and evil schemes are the main reasons why fans of the anime hated him so much. Also, the idea of child abuse is something that the fans cannot just let slide. For number 7, we have Multi S. Melromark from The Rising of the Shield Hero. Most of the red-haired characters in anime are usually the representations of greater power. However, in the anime, The Rising of the Shield Hero, Malty's evil nature is quite clear to be hated. She is a great manipulator, and she is the perfect representation of the annoying, spoiled brat nature of a typical antagonist princess. When Naofumi is attempting to gather allies to help him in his Shield Hero mission, Malty volunteers. However, behind the supposed good and pure intentions, she isn't really trying to help him at all. Instead, she accuses him of assaulting her, making the hero look like the villain of the story. Moreover, considering the fact that she's a princess in the wildly unrealistic world in which women are believed to have higher importance and value by default, Naofumi is socially ostracized. He even has to claw his way back to social relevance as he clears his bad reputation. What's more is that she spends the rest of the series trying to sabotage him in increasingly ridiculous ways. She even puts her own sister in danger for the sake of her confusing goals. Thus, fans hating her extremely evil nature is quite expected because she doesn't even show a hint of remorse. Number 6, Seiryu Ubiquitous from Akame ga Kill. The main reason why most Akame ga Kill viewers don't like Seryu Ubiquitous is her hypocrisy. She represents evil people who only believe in one side of the story, or commonly known as blind followers. Seryu is obsessed with justice, but her idea of justice is extremely warped. She chooses a side and firmly believes in it, without even considering where the other party is coming from. If her party tells her that the color of the sky is red, even if it's obviously blue, she will take pride in believing that it is red. Not only does she believe that the demonstrably evil empire is always in the right, she also thinks that anyone who challenges its authority is evil. Seryu is a clear example of an antagonist who was made evil by the society that grooms them. She extends her beliefs to anyone who displeases her in any possible way. She also claims that the right thing to do is fight fairly, but she frequently uses underhanded methods and extreme violence that she seems to sadistically revel in. Basically, she says one thing and then does the total opposite, which makes her more annoying. We're midway through, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Number 5 has to be Nobuyuki Sugo from Sword Art Online. Nobuyuki Sugo, also known by his in-game name Oberon, is a sniveling, perverted coward who deserves everything bad that happens to him. He first secures Asuna's hand in marriage by asking her father, despite the fact that he's a grown man and Asuna is a teenager. He is not just a pervy sage, he is just a downright filthy man in this anime. Moreover, he was hated even more by the fact that Asuna already has a boyfriend and, most importantly, by the fact that Asuna's body is in a coma while her mind is trapped in a video game. Sugo's in-game character, Oberon, does get a chance to find out how Asuna feels, and he couldn't care less. He knows she doesn't want him, and yet he won't let her out of the birdcage he's built for her and won't stop violating her against her will. Watching Kirito kick his butt both in and out of the game was a delight. Here at number 4, Mahito from Jujutsu Kaisen. While most curses in JJK have some element of evil attached to them, Mahito's curse is particularly sinister. In addition to destroying people, he also commits acts of extreme cruelty. He tricked Junpei in Season 1 by telling him he would have powers to deal with his bullies. At the end, he used idol transfiguration to destroy him, but not before destroying his mother as well. These incidents were particularly upsetting because they happened right before Junpei was finally befriending Itadori for the first time in his life. Mahito has not become any more compassionate in Season 2. He gave Mechimaru, also known as Kokichi Muda, a healthy body, but then promptly destroyed him. While he was aware that Mahito would not be of much assistance to him, Kokichi believed he could overcome him and eventually share a room with the people who mattered to him. He was mistaken. Mahito's lack of remorse makes him difficult to like, especially considering that he is the cause of some of the series' most heartbreaking moments. Number 3, the boy from the Forest of the Fireflies. Not every antagonist in the story has destructive power or an evil nature from the very beginning. Sometimes, they simply live the way they want, but bring the viewers the most traumatic and saddest core memory of their lives. The best example of this type of antagonist is the human boy from the anime film Forest of the Fireflies. He simply touched Gin and ended the purest love story in anime history. He decided one night to sneak into the forest and gave Hotaru the most traumatic event of her life that will linger in her memory until the day that she dies. The anime fandom understands that it's not intentional murder that they should hate. However, that boy, being the one who ends one of the purest love stories in anime history, is someone that fans consider to be more evil than any other characters who murder a number of people. He is a simple boy, but the hearts that he has broken and torn into pieces are more than you could ever imagine. Of course, at number 2, we have Admiral Akainu from One Piece. Although Akainu isn't pathetic like some other One Piece characters we won't name just yet, he isn't exactly beloved either. The main reason for this is the fact that he punched through Ace's torso with a magma fist and ended the poor guy's life. This guy simply adds a cool and beloved Ace to the Donut League. Luffy became so broken-hearted that he escaped from Impel Down in the hopes of rescuing his brother, and he fought tooth and nail to help him once they finally reunited. Watching him react to the greatest loss he's ever experienced is almost as hard to watch as Ace's actual demise. It's only natural that a lot of fans don't really like the guy who made it happen. Finally, at number 1, It's gotta be Shu Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist. If anybody says that they actually like Shu Tucker, chances are high that they're just joking. It could also be the choice of people trying to be edgy, cool, and different just for the spirit of clout chasing. This guy receives a deservedly intense amount of rage. In order to maintain his certification as an alchemist, Shu Tucker created chimeras. But this was a shame because his most successful chimeras are actually fusions of his wife and daughter with dogs. Both experienced tremendous pain, and his wife was so existentially horrified that she asked to be destroyed. It's hard to like a guy who did something so cruel to people he claimed to love. His name will forever be remembered as the epitome of evil throughout anime fans' minds. Thanks for sticking through the video, but I have to say, we may see these villains differently, and you may also rank them in certain spots within a top 10 list like this. However, the bottom line is that they all left scars that will stay in our hearts for the rest of our lives as anime fans. What makes a villain hateable? Any villain, either monstrous or not, becomes very hateable when they have crossed the boundaries of what we believe to be evil. Look forward to the next video. In the meantime, if you haven't already, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button.